All right, guys. Good evening. So, I know what you guys are thinking. Hey, where's the live stream panel? So, hang on. Critter, he's having power issues with his computer. So, he's going to let me know when he's ready to come on. My other two guests were not ready. They didn't get off work, but that's okay. So, you're kind of wondering, well, what's going on here? So, let me tell you. This is what's going on. So, for a while, I've been wanting to start a new live stream format, kind of different, kind of a format where anyone, uh, well, I got a guy setting a crane up. The crane showed up late, right? So, you got to have grace for people. But so, I kind of thought, you know what would be a cool live stream format? I love to get on here. I love to show how to set the equipment up. I like that part of it. But I want one where we can get different people on. So if you're a viewer and you want to be on a future live stream where you can just get on, tell the viewers about yourself, maybe show them your reloading equipment, or maybe you would like help if someone is new and they want help setting their dies up. I would love to do that. I think that would be a really good live stream for someone out there that says, man, I want to learn how to reload. I'm new to this. All right, I want to get on this live stream and I will let the panel help me. And so the other things is I've got a live stream plan for next week. If it turns out I can get this guest on, um, guys, actually two guests. Okay, so be saying a prayer upstairs that this falls through for next week, because if it does, well, just let me tell you this: write down any questions you might have about reloading. Write down any questions you might have about firearms. Write them down, because next week if everything plays out, I will have one incredible live stream, because I'm going to have a couple guys on who are big in the world, and it'd be a great time. So this is my goal. Right now, a little slow. I got two guys that couldn't show. One guy got a crane going up. Other guy, he's getting his reloading room together, but he's not quite ready, right? It's okay, right? So if you want to be on a future show, um, send an email to groundzeroreloading at gmail.com. I'll get with you, I'll get your information, and we can make that happen, okay? Tell Poe he's new to reloading. And you know what? Uh, um, if you've been reloading for a while, I'd love to have you, right? I just want, this is my goal. I want to get new faces on here. I feel like my viewers mean so much to me that I would like to make this as much your world as it is mine. Now, I'm still going to do, uh, the thing is, I've had this reloading channel going now for quite a while. I've been live streaming for a couple years, but all my live streams are Saturdays. I'd like to start doing some fishing. So on the days I'm not fishing or doing something, I'm still going to strike live stream loading workshops up on Saturdays or Sundays when I have those available. But Thursdays, I want you guys to have an opportunity to get on and just be a part of what's going on. Because I really don't want this to be about me, okay? Okay, Michael Turner, we will not ask you to pole dance. I'm pretty certain we won't. And so, um, so I will tell you, Andy, do you want to come on live? Al Shoot has a question. Ask the question. If I can't answer it, maybe we'll get it next week. If Andy, do you want to come on live? Eric Chandler, Eric, hey, new guy, Eric Smith. Welcome in, Eric Smith. Any of you guys use RCBS small base dice for air reloading? Well, if you're sitting there, are you ready, Critter? Are we live, Critter? Okay.
Yes, there's another one. Should we poke it up there real quick?
So, guys, Critter, are you going to be able to do some sort of live tutorial, Critter?
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Shit. Uh-oh.
Okay. While we're waiting for Critter, let me go back to the comments here. Okay. Okay, believe it or not, in January, I am going to be doing on my live stream, I'm going to actually cover how to dry tumble, but I will say this. So I'll shoot is he's asking about wet tumbling versus dry tumbling. Okay. And then he says, they say that the dry tumble is better for accuracy. All right. I'm going to tell you what determines whether or not I personally dry tumble or wet tumble. Okay. I actually prefer dry tumble. Now, I am going to actually, just for a moment, I'm going to minimize Critter for a moment so I can show you guys something. In answering his question, I'm going to show you guys something that I was going to share with you. So last week, you guys know that I went to a local recycle center here where I live. I went through a huge bin of brass. We're talking a Gaylord size, a 4x4x4. I shoveled it out, huge shovels of brass. So I came back, I did a live stream sorting it. I had a ton of 38 special and a ton of 357 Magnum, so I cleaned them and I dry tumbled these. And I get a lot of guys, they'll ask me, did you actually dry tumble those or did you wet tumble them? Because they look like they've been wet tumbled. So let me show you. This is the 357 Magnum. Okay. Those were dry tumbled. These are the 38 special. And I actually, when I dry tumble anymore, I turn them on in the evening and I go to bed. Next morning, I get up, shut it off, and I go to work. That's what my brass looks like. Okay. So there's pros and cons to dry tumbling versus wet tumbling. Wet tumbling is more thorough, but you need dry time. Okay. The nice thing about wet tumbling is water costs you nothing. if you want to use stainless steel pins or the stainless steel chips, that brass will look like new. It'll look virgin, all of it. Okay. So once you buy the pins, you don't have to replace the pins. You can use them over and over, provided you don't lose them. Okay. Personally, I don't use pins. Why wouldn't I use pins when I wet tumble? Because I don't need to. All I'm trying to do is get them clean enough to perform the job. So when I put my, now I just put warm water. I don't do the extra hot anymore. I do Dawn dish soap and I do lemon juice and I tumble them. Okay. The only reason I do warm is it agitates the Dawn dish soap and just gets everything off. Okay. So now, when do I dry tumble? First off, the drawback is you have to replace the media, whether it's corn cob or whether it's walnut. Okay. So that's going to cost you something. That to me is kind of the drawback to that. Past that, I like everything about dry tumbling. And I'll tell you why. It's because once I dry tumble it, I can put that in my media separator and spin it. I can take that out and I can go right to work. I don't have to dry it. Okay. I have horror stories of guys that have loaded hundreds of rounds after they wet tumbled, and they found that uh, some of their primer pockets were a little damp, and it was actually quenching the load. It's really messing things up. I personally almost experienced that with wet tumbling. Now, I can wet tumble and I can dry. I can dry my brass no problem. I've learned how to do that. But this is why when I'm wet tumbling, I know how to get it dry, so I don't have these ignition problems. But here's what I love about dry tumbling. Two things, and it kind of comes into what Al's saying for one of them. One, I can take these to the range and I can shoot them. I can come back and throw these in the dry tumbler and get them tumbling. And I can clean my guns, put them away, put my chronograph away, put, my shooting pack away, get all organized, right? If I want, I can go and have a quick sandwich. Then I can come in and take these out and I can separate them. Now, at that point, they're about an hour clean, maybe hour and a half. They're not going to be quite this shiny, but you don't need them this shiny. So at that point, I can pull those out. I can load them all back up and I'm ready to go. Now, with my Dillons, because I can put 500 rounds out like that, for my 45 or my 9, I can shoot, come right home, dry tumble them. After an hour to an hour and a half, I can take them out and run them right through my Dillon. And now I'm ready to go shoot the next time. So dry tumbling sets me up for my next shoot immediately. Whereas wet tumbling, I would have had to wet tumble and then dry it and then wait for that to dry and then I could load it. So that's why I prefer dry tumbling. But there's another thing. Dry tumbling does not leach any of the properties of brass. It doesn't leach those out. Wet tumbling can and sometimes will. Will it affect accuracy either way? I don't know if I'm a good enough shot to ever tell you that. So for me personally, I wouldn't bring that into an equation. If someone told me that dry tumbling is better for accuracy, I would ask them, what proof or evidence do you have to back that? Because I think there's such minimal in that I just don't think it's worth standing on. I'd be interesting to see what Andy has to say about that. Okay, so I hope that answers his question. let's go down in the comments. We have 29 on. It's good to have you guys. Okay, Critter, here we go. Bringing you back on.
There we go. Damn it. Hold on, just a second.
I got you, buddy. You're welcome, Al. Running with Scissors says, I've been using crushed walnut bedding for bird cages on sheep. Perfect. Perfect. Anything you can do like that. What I do, I buy the 5-gallon buckets at Sportsman's in December when they have them on sale, and I'll pick up 1 or 2 of them and I'll put them back, right? And I'll use that. So Andy's saying 30 minutes in toaster oven at 160 and all brass is dry. For me, no, absolutely not. El Zippo. That does not work for me. If I put my brass in at 160 degrees for 30 minutes, I would be quenching primers right and left. I would have to go 200 degrees for just a little over an hour, and I would be like a 195. And after an hour, I would take them out and put a fan on them to double check it. But 160, I couldn't do that. So now I do what I do have. This is what I have. I have a food dehydrator. I put my brass in there, turn it on, go to bed overnight. It's dry. It doesn't miss a thing. Okay. You just got to make sure it's dry. That's all. So okay. So I'm just going to for right now minimize Critter. I just think he's trying to get Critter was going to do an instructional, and so he's trying to get his equipment going, but he's just working with it. So we'll bear with him. And I think as my live streams progress and as people come on to get their equipment down, I think it's going to go a long way. So, all right, I got to show you guys this. What I got today. Oh yeah. Every year Hornady sends me all this stuff, and I pretty much know what it is. And what is it? Hornady makes incredibly good bullets. Incredibly good bullets. Oh yeah. So if you, okay, their new product catalog for 2023, just their new product. Ooh, they got a new Hornady Precision Lab Scale. Okay. So if you go to Hornady's website, you can get signed up to have this sent out every year. Every year I get it. So I can always see what's coming out, right? And then they will also send you, oh yeah, right? You can hang that bad boy up right there, okay? So go get signed up. Go to Hornady's website, get signed up. They'll send that to you, and you can stay up with the latest and the greatest. So, okay, Critter, we're gonna try this. Let's try it one more time here, buddy. Are you ready?
Yeah. There we go. Hey!
Okay, I'm going to reduce me. Yeah, you're getting feedback. You can't run two at once. It's got to be one camera or the other, buddy.
It works. Hold on. I'm going to mute this one and
Okay, so I'm going to reduce myself. I'm going to give you the floor. Okay, are you ready?
okay, how about now? How about now?
Now we can hear you.
Wow, that hurt. Okay, well, what can I see? I got the ESP. It's okay. Let's go chair. Chair. Go get the chair, coward. All right. Well.
Okay.
I wonder. Can you hear me from over there?
We might go over there. The only problem is, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. If I take this, move it around. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, that's how I got my setup, my press setup. My fancy dancy counter. I drilled a hole in the pipe, fitted it out, tapped it out with a 10 by 20 screw, mounted a piece of wood on it, and stuck it to the board. So now every time I raise my pump up, my ram up, it counts. Sure. I need 2 hands. Oops. Well, crap. Come on. There we go. Did y'all see anything?
We can see a little bit.
I need more than one hand. I only got one hand.
That's okay, Critter.
In actuality, we probably could have done this about a week later. I just ordered 500 cases and 500 hollow points for 45 ACP.
Uh-huh.
My press is set up for 45 ACP right now.
Is that what you're loading right now?
Well, I will be loading hopefully next week. But I paid $110. Got rid of the original Hornady bullet feeder or brass feeder. We got this 3D printed feeder.
So you 3D printed your bullet feeder?
Yeah, no, well, the brass feeder.
So how well does it work?
Better than the original.
Can you put a link on the forum to your
Well, I bought it off eBay.
Oh, you bought it off eBay.
Yeah, it was $110 or something like that.
Interesting. Can anyone buy that off eBay?
Yeah.
Would you put a link to that eBay on the forum?
I will. Okay, I can do that. I gotta go hunt it down. I don't remember when I bought it, because it took me about 6 months to gather the courage to trade it out. Then
I'm gonna bring another guy on here, Critter.
Do I now?
We got another guy who wants to join. I'm gonna bring him up.
Okay.
Oh, and he just left.
Well,
Come on back, Roger. Get on there, buddy. Keep going, Critter. So tell us about your setup.
well, like I said, there's the counter I installed. Basically, I drilled a hole in the bullet feeder mount. It's a battery operated, so I just got to unscrew it and pull out the new old batteries. But it works like a charm. So I have to sit there and count on my primers when I'm done. I watch the primers as I'm doing it. That way I know I'm getting close. Throw another tube of primers down the primer feeder. Let's see what else. The Mr. Bullet feeder die. I've got two of them. One for 9mm, one for 45 ACP.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 45. They're called 45s. And 9mm also works for 357s and 38 specials.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay. So you have one arm, correct?
What?
You have one arm, right?
Yeah.
And you have one leg. Am I correct?
Right.
How do you do that?
Do what?
You inspire me, brother. How do you get all that together and it's amazing how you're mastering that.
It's even better if I could stop falling off my. There we go. But it gets a little tricky, especially when the bullet falls sideways. You have to stop, throw the broken arm over across the thing, hold it there, use my left hand to get it, fix the bullet straight, and pull back down.
Yeah.
In case there's all my bullets.
You can't see. It's pretty dark.
What now?
We can't see.
Those are all 50 cal and 30 cal cans, 50 full.
Yeah.
And behind the little cabinet here, there's another stack of vacuum packs bullets.
So what calibers do you load for?
45 ACP, 45 Colt, 9mm, 357, 38 specials, and 38 long Colts, 45 70s, 223, and 300 blackout. I think that's it. I figured it was about 50,000 bullets loaded.
That's great. That's quite a selection. So how often do you shoot your 45-70?
I got to get a gun first.
Oh yeah, I got you. Well, I want to know how that goes for you. Okay. We want video coverage of you shooting that.
Yeah, it was about almost 2 years ago. Well, no, almost 3 years ago. Well, I was looking at a Marlin a Marlin. What the hell was it? Marlin 1894 is what it was. And I was going to buy it. It was a 68 570. It had the wood grain, not that fake grace crap. I couldn't remember. It was a GBL, not an SBL. And every time I go back to look at it, try to talk myself out of it, the price jumped. So I never bought it.
Okay, so I want to do something. I'm gonna pull out of this screen to largen you, and I want you to just go through your machine and explain the dies and everything because I want to see them. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll be able to hear you, but you won't be able to hear me. Okay.
Okay.
Take a couple minutes. We want the full show of your machine. Here we go. I'll just come out of it so you have the show for a minute. Go for it.
All right. Well, let me put my camera back together again because it fell. Okay. There's the. I don't know if you can see it, but back there's the sizer die. Try to do this from the. There we go. Maybe that would be. I got to get away from the light because it blinds you out. Sizer die, the belt, how do you call it? Bell die. And I run a straight pipe case feeder or case. Come on, I can't talk. Case actuated powder drop. Mr. Bullet feeder bullet die. Then I separate it. I don't separate it. I combine it both, the cedar and the crimping die. And then I find out something else when I don't get it quite good enough. You can use the Mighty Armory at the bottom of the die, and it crimps it even tighter. And I have no problem ever with it not fitting into the barrel of the gun, or the chamber of the gun.
So
my sister has a 6-hour 9mm. For some strange reason, it would fit all through my 9mm, but hers was a little tighter. So I had to use I had to crimp hers even tighter.
very nice.
But let's see.
Well, thank you, Critter.
The that case feeder. Well, I had the original. The original is a power plant, Hornady lock and load power plant. But I always had the problem with the midsection where it feeds the case down into the system. It always jammed up for some strange reason. I sent it to Hornady about 5 or 6 times trying to help me out. I could never get it right. Well, I ordered this thing and I've never had a problem.
Nice.
Case, and I can do almost everything I load into this thing.
I remember you talking about that on the forum.
But it seems to work that way. But next week, well, I just ordered it today, but it already got it shipped in FedEx. But I'm pretty sure by Saturday I'll be loading 45 ACPs.
Very good. All right. So I'm going to get into a little tutorial here, if you don't mind. And I want to get into this because we have a giveaway. Oh, yeah. And I have the dice for the giveaway. A Redding model number 5 powder trickler. Redding is thrown in one of these awesome powder tricklers. These are awesome. They are they're heavy. They'll last you 10 generations, and they're very precise. I love how they flow the powder. I love how they trickle it. So I have I have a little something I want to show you guys here. And for right now, Critter, if you don't mind, when I'm done, I'll bring you back on. I'm going to have you help me with the giveaway. But I'm going to expand my view so you guys can see what I'm setting up here. So I will return to you, okay, Critter?
I'm here.
Okay. Okay, so I want to thank Critter. Really awesome. I love your machine. I love your setup, and I love your ambition and how you just won't let nothing stop you. I love it. Just so y'all know, Critter is the moderator on our forum at 76highboy.com. If you go over there, make sure you say hi to Critter, and he's the one that he vets heavily. If they're a troll, they're out of there. So he's who keeps the forum running as good as it does. So, okay, so I had one of my subscribers send me something this week. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't. His initials are, yeah, Critter does get it done. He does, and Critter's my bud. So, okay, this guy's initials are KA. KA. I just want to thank KA for this because he said, oh, Andy, I almost dropped. He sent me 171 pieces of 30-06 brass. He knows I've been scrounging for some for my M1 Garands. I've got quite a bit, but I was wanting more. And a friend of his had it, and he knew I wanted it, and so he sent it. And I really want to thank him. I'm really blessed. So what I want to show you guys, I'm going to show you the Reading Instant Indicator. So this brass, I know nothing about it. It's almost yours. So I know nothing about this other than it came out of. Let me read this to you. I'll tell you what this brass came out of, and then we're going to investigate it. Okay. Where's his name here? I get too many texts. He said it came from 2 different Remington Model 700s. That's what this brass came from. So what I'm going to do, we're going to investigate it a little bit. The question is it divided up between the 2 rifles? Is it a mix of everything? They've been decapped. So let's take a look, okay? What can we do with this? What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this in closer so you guys can see what's going on. So here we go. We have our handy dandy shell holder. Now what this is this is the Reading Instant Indicator and Bullet Comparator. Okay. Now, normally, before I do a live stream, I get my paperwork out, my instructions, and next to me I have everything listed for proper terminology. But I got off work late today, so I don't. But if you're ever working with whatever product it is, and you have to call the manufacturer, have your instructions in front of you so they know what you're talking about. Okay? So basically, this is the die body. Okay? This is going to help you to understand case size. Okay? So basically, this piece is going to go into the die body. Then I place the spring in there. Then I put this on there like that. Now, just so you guys know, if anyone ever bought this and you're sitting there and you're frustrated, if you ever got a hold of me, I would help you. I don't have a problem doing that, okay? So, I'm going to get that threaded in there. I'm going to run my shell holder all the way up. I'm going to run this down. What I'm going to do is run it down until I touch the shell holder. I'll drop it, and I'm just going to put a little bit of cam over, not a lot, okay? Now I'm going to run that lock ring down like that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to back this thumb screw out. And now we're going to bring our instant indicator into view. Now what we have is we have the setup gauge. This setup gauge is set to a Sammy Min chamber, okay? So think of it this way. This is set up to the same size as if you went and bought a box of 30-06 cartridges, this is set to the same size as those, within a thousandths. Now this is going to be dead on, but your factory, because brass, they can be off a little bit, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to run it up, and I'm going to raise this, and I'm going to put my needle facing noon, or somewhere around there. And now, right here, I'm going to loosen this bezel screw, and I'm going to zero that. You see how I can zero that? So now we have this set for a Sammy Min. So now this is what we can do. Don't put that back in the box. You don't want to get that mixed up with a bunch of brass that you're throwing out, right? So now what we can do is we can begin taking these cartridge cases that we have, and we can start taking a look at them. What our goal is we're going to take these and categorize them or put them in. We can, well, okay, so Al's saying bump the neck. But here's what we can do though. We could separate these to multiple batches and then keep those together and keep them loaded that way for longer life. We could go back. Okay, we could go back and bump these all to a Sammy Min if we want, but these might be kind of close to the chamber of my 30-06 or one of my M1 Garands that are chambered in 30-06. So now we can actually take these and kind of fit them to our rifles in regards to that, or we could go all the way to a Sammy Min. But what we can do is now, okay, these have been decapped, I see. Now we can take these and we can see, okay, that's a zero. So this guy actually, these could be sized, I don't know. That one is set at 0, okay. Let's keep going a little further. I'll put that one there. Okay, so. All right. Uh-huh. 7.5 thousandths. Okay. Five thousandths. Andy says I bump all range brass back to Sammy Min. Then after first shooting, measure case to get my new bump back for my rifle. Yeah, that does make sense. I get that. Okay, so this one is plus 10. Okay. All right, so I want to do something. Going to come over here like this. From the other bag, that one is a plus 5. So I'll tell you what this looks like to me. That's a plus 5. Hang on, I don't want to say what it looks like yet. Out of this right bag, we have two that are the same. That one's 7,000. So what it looks like is we have a mixture of brass that's been ran through two rifles. I would almost guess that there would have been more than two rifles that shot this up, but he's saying there was two rifles, and it looks like he's decapped it, and some of them he's already sized. So now we have a choice. I have 3 rifles chambered in 30-06. 2 of them are M1 Garands. So what I could do if I wanted, I could segregate these out in groups of sizes. So the ones that are at 5 thousandths, I could run those down to say a Sammy Min. The ones that are closer to 10, I could bump those back to about 5 thousandths, and those would fit really nice in one of my M1 Garands. So I could actually break these up, or and run them in groups for specific rifles, or my choice, my personal choice would be what Andy does. Run them back to a Sammy Min, and from there I can chamber them to the rifles and then begin working with them. And that is what I would do. So now now what we can do here is I actually have my resize die set up, and we're going to size a couple of these. I haven't done anything with the resize die since last time, but let's just go ahead and take a swipe at sizing this, and let's just take a look at it after we size it. That's sweet. That's sweet. If I could size all my rifles to that, or all these cases to that, I'd be pretty happy with that. Let's see this one. Let's take a before. Wow, 13.5 thousandths. Okay, I sized it, cleaning the lube, about 2 thousandths. So that's not too shabby. Well, there you go, guys. That was mostly what I wanted to show you. Now, this leads me to a question, and I want to say, was it Rex Chandler that asked this? They were asking about last week for the 223 Remington. They were asking about bumping back, like if you just want to bump back minimal. So let me grab something here. Hang on. Okay, so on the Redding shell holders. All right, I'm going to show you this. Let me go through this, and then we'll do our giveaway. Okay. I'm going to show you this. Let me find a case that is okay. So one of the things I'm doing, this brass, I don't know. No, well, I'm starting to anneal. I will probably be annealing these, running with scissors. I'm making sure I wipe these off really good because they haven't been cleaned yet. Is the JP case for? I don't know about the JP. No, I don't have snow on the ground. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how this works with the competition shell holders, okay? If I want to bump back minimally, I can do that. So how the competition shell holders work is you get 5 shell holders. Your original shell holder, that's the standard shell holder, and that's the shell holder that we set our case gauge up to, okay? So now, in this kit comes 5 shell holders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is a plus 10 thousandths. This is a plus 8, a plus 6, a plus 4, and a plus 2. Now, it's going to go something like this. When we put the plus 10 in, that one's going to size the least amount. It has 10 thousandths more room in between the base of the shell holder and our resized die. So when I go ahead and I size that, now what I'm going to do, going to put the standard shell holder in, and we're going to take a measurement. As we see, the plus 10 did not size that back. So I'm going to put the plus 8. Then I'm going to lube the case. Don't forget to lube your case. And I'm going to resize it. Don't forget to remove the lube. And now with the standard shell holder in position, I'm going to take a measurement, and we haven't moved yet, okay? So now I'm going to put the plus 6 shell holder in. Don't forget to lube. Remove the lube. Put your standard shell holder in. It's just looks like it's just starting to move. So now I'm going to put the plus 4. Now we should start seeing it move. It's just getting into that spot where it's wanting to size that case back. Ta-da. Just moving it back, moving it back, moving it back. That's what the competition shell holders do. Now, there's something you have to understand about this. This case, it came out of a pretty generous chamber. It seems that when a case comes out of a more generous chamber, you're not going to get it to bump back 2 thousandths at a time. So on these cases, for sure, it's going to be to my best of interest to size back where these first two size, 2 thousandths above a Sammy. And then from there, fire them in my chambers, okay? And then from there, I can begin reloading them. So the instant indicator, that's what it is. It's an instant indication of where you are at. And it's very precise. And it shows that it's an instant reading, okay? So, Eric Smith, that's a really good question. I'm going to show you this. And I want you to process this. If I take a standard shell holder, this is a standard shell holder. Now, if I want to back this die out, so I'm sizing less, There's a problem with that. Twofold. One, the die sizes the body of the case before it sizes the length. So if you come in on a minimal bump and you squeeze the case, you can actually lengthen the case, and it'll have a funky fit in your case gauge. Okay, like if you're running it into an L.E. Wilson case gauge, it's not going to fit, and you know you're sizing it down. Okay, but there's another problem. When you back this die off of this shell holder, you're losing cam over. Not all presses are set up on their linkage for proper cam over. Example, Lee. To adjust cam over on Lee, you actually do. No, that's not right. On a Lee, the die's holding the dimensions. That's exactly right. So when we set this up for cam over means we're crunching it all the way down and that brass can't spring back. Okay. Well, what these competition shell holders do is it enables us to follow through with cam over on every one of those, but they're machined down in incremental steps of 2 thousandths so that we're getting full cam over so the brass doesn't spring back, but yet it's only sizing it down 2 thousandths at a time. So now this will only work on the Redding T7, but if you get this on your T7, it's the only way you'll ever size your cases. So in other words, we're making our adjustment on the base of that shell holder and we're leaving our die stationary. So now your die, you're always going to cam over on it. And that's the cam over, that's the consistency. Okay. So this is my most favorite way of sizing all my cases. And I'll guarantee you, I will be working on these cases and they'll get sized right here off that instigator and that die. I'll get it set up and bam, I'll nail them and I'll get them cleaned up and I'll be ready for some 30-06 action. So, see, when you anneal, you won't get spring back. Spring back minimalizes that. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with me annealing these cases. Really, it doesn't make sense for me to anneal. Yeah, that's only on the. Well, you can use any resize die, but the instant indicator is Redding and the competition shell holders are Redding. Okay. It wouldn't make sense for me to anneal all of these 30-06 cases, and I'll tell you why. When I shoot my M1 Garands, it almost ruins the size of the cases. It is violent. It messes them up. I don't get as many reloads out of these cases through my M1 Garands because they're so violent. They just are, right? Out of my Model 70, yes, I would anneal for that, right? There's nothing wrong with not annealing, but you look at the cost of annealing and the time and what I'm going to get out of my case life. I don't know that I'll spend time annealing all these. I could, but if I don't, it won't bother me. You know, that's like my 223 Remington high volume shooting steel targets. Am I going to sit there and anneal all those when a lot of them I lose in the desert anyway? And it's not like I'm shooting precision, okay? So the other thing is I found really, as far as annealing brass for precision, it's going to take you out to about 600 yards before you see the benefits. That's what I found out. Years ago, when I did that, I had to go 600 yards before I started seeing the benefits of annealed brass through the accuracy of annealed brass. which meant anything before that, the only benefit I'm getting is perfect size to chamber. But if my shot groups were good enough, why waste my time? So for me, I would really only anneal brass when it's really affecting my accuracy. And that's just me personally, because I used to do it. And after a while, I was like, ah, delete this step. I hate this. And it's just personal preference. If you don't anneal, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So uh, that's all I have, except I have a giveaway. Now, I want you guys to know before I have this giveaway, next week I'm going to have a live stream, and I'm going to have 2 masterminds on. I'm serious. You write down your questions this week, and I will do my best. Don't call your numbers out yet. I will do my best to get your questions answered. I have some topics for them. Okay. So how I want my live streams to go is you're going to see giveaways pop up pretty regularly. I'll live stream next week, and then I'll take the rest of the year off, and I'll come out every Thursday starting in January, and these are going to be really good live streams. So hopefully I'll get some really good talent on the show, and we're going to get new people. We're going to get new reloaders, and it's going to be a good time. So what do you say? What do you say we go ahead and do our giveaway? So this is a very simple giveaway, okay? I'm going to tell you how this giveaway goes. What we're giving away is 1 Redding model number 5 powder tricklers. Okay, you could pump iron with this little thing. Okay, it's heavy duty. I love it. I really do. So I had some dice made, and they're custom. And you're going to have to pick a 2-number combination. Okay, I'm going to show you the numbers on the dice. You need to write the numbers down, and then you have to pick 2 numbers. You need 2 numbers, because I'm going to roll these dice, and this is how this will work. Don't tell me your numbers yet. Don't tell your numbers yet, okay? If you tell your numbers yet, you're kind of giving yourself away, right? What we'll do is I'm going to show the dice, and you're going to write your numbers down or remember them. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to say go, and you're going to put your numbers down. And then when I say stop, I'm going to draw a little line, and then I'm going to roll the dice. And then I'm going to go to the top of the numbers. When I say go, you'll throw the dice. When I say stop, you'll stop. Then I'll roll the dice, and I'm going to go to the top of the numbers. And the first one to call the number wins. The first one to call the number wins. If no one calls it, then we do it over, and I roll again. So here we go. No, you didn't miss the giveaway. Here we go. On the dice, I have a set of 9s. Write 9 down, okay? On the dice, I have 41 for 41 Magnum, okay? Next on the dice, 38 caliber, 38 special and 357 Magnum. And then, 245s. Oh, yeah. And then I have a set of 10s, 10 mil all the way. And then my favorite, 44 Magnum. Okay. When I tell you guys to put your numbers in the comments, you're going to go. And in 30 seconds, I'll say stop, and I'm going to draw a line, and then we'll roll the dice. So Get ready. Don't put your numbers out yet. I got to go around to my keyboard. I can see the race horses rearing up, ready to go. Okay, when you see, hang on. When you see all the ones appear on the screen, go ahead and put your number. Go. When you see all the ones appear, we're done. Ooh. Ah, here we go. Here we go. So now I'm going to come around here and I'm going to roll these dice. Okay. Now I don't have a whole lot of room to roll them here, but I got these brass bags for backing. You just got to trust me. Normally I take the camera and I show you, but you just got to trust me. Okay. So, all right, here we go. I'm rolling them. Okay. I have 10 and 41. 10 and 41. So now I'm going to go to the top. And I'm looking for 10 and 41. Info Brothers was 45 and 9. Andy, 9 and 40. Bob Barlow, 45-10. Ryan Weissite, 941. Al Shoot, 938. Uncle Milty, 945. Lev W, 3844. Ooh, you're close. Running with Scissors, 1044. Roger Beard, 4445. Dale Pogue, 44.9. Eric Smith, 44.45. Uncle Milty, 38.45. Double A, 10.38. Critter, 9A, 38.45. Scout, 85, 9.38. Okay. Don't tell no one your next number. Get ready to roll your number. Okay. Okay, get ready. When you see the ones, go ahead and post your numbers. Go. We're done. All right, just roll them. All right, here we go. Okay. I'm rolling. I have 38 and 44. Oh, look at that. Okay. Info Brothers, 45.9. Uncle Milty, 9 and 10. Ryan Weisheit, 9.10. Andy, 9.40. Running with Scissors, 38 and 9. Rex Chandler, 44.38. Am I correct that Rex Chandler was the first one to get 44 and 38? Okay, Rex got it. uh, the rule was whoever called it first, and Rex nailed it. So this is what we're gonna do. Congratulations. I'm gonna put my email, and Rex, I want you to send me an email with your information. Hang on. I'm gonna set this up next week, so I have my keyboard right here. Okay. So hang on, Rex. That look right. Here we go. So it's ground zero reloading at gmail.com. So I'm gonna bring Critter back on his main screen there. So I want to tell everyone this. Uh, I'm glad you can win. I'm gonna have a giveaway as often as I can. You need to follow me on this night because I think we can work this out. The companies are so awesome, and I'm always humbled when they're just willing to jump in there. So this live stream had a little different feel to it because I was expecting a large panel, but we're trying to bring it together. And but I hope that as we progress, that you guys, all you guys, I'd like to see all you guys be a part of the live stream. So think about it. If you want to be a part of the live stream starting in January, send me an email and I'll get you on my list. And I would just love to have different people on because, you know, I'm going to tell you this. I love Kenny Rogers chicken. I think it's really good. But what uh, what I just despised about Kenny Rogers was everywhere you look, you saw Kenny Rogers. Well, I don't want this to be about me. I want to be you guys. So I just want to share this channel and see as many people get on as we can and make it to be about reloading and what we like to do. So I would love to see like Reloader 762 get on. So I hope you guys, if you're thinking about it, let me know. Ground zero reloading at gmail.com. Hey, Critter, thanks a lot.
No problem. Thanks to you. Hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There are issues with sound, so I'm making sure.
What's that?
So I had issues with sound for a minute.
I think I'm starting to get feedback from your other one, your other camera. So I just shut it down.
Shouldn't have. It's been muted.
Rex Chandler says it would be awesome to get a turnout like this for the Bible study too. I always pray for that, Rex. I do. I really do. So you guys know next Wednesday I'll have another Bible study, and I'm trying to schedule those at 5:30 Mountain Time, and then this 5:30 Mountain Time. Ryan says he sent me a text. I haven't heard you from you for a while, brother. Oh boy, I would love to. What is it exactly, Ryan? You know what? I would love to, but what I'd like to do, Ryan, instead of you sending it to me, you could just send it straight to the winner. Now, hang on, I'm going to ask you a question, Ryan.
Uncle Milty, I bought it off eBay. It was 100. It's $120 now. I just looked it up. I posted it earlier, but I don't know if I posted it again. But it was
Roger Beard, you have a good weekend, buddy. Can we hold it till January? Info Brothers is out. I would love to do this 1st of January if you're good with it. Okay. So everybody, Ryan Wyside, he is so awesome. He just threw in for January's giveaway. This is awesome. An RCBS neck turning tool. So we're going to give that away on the first live stream in January. So I want to thank Ryan. So, and hey, Ryan, I want you to think about jumping on a live stream. All of you, Merton, you want to be on a live stream? Roger Beard, Uncle Milty, I'd love to see you on. So, did you have anything you wanted to say, Critter?
well, I was just trying to respond to Uncle Milty's question.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking I'm getting limited by either Yahoo or excuse me, YouTube or StreamYard. I posted the link and it's not posted out.
Oh, yeah. Only I can do that. I don't know how to give you.
But what I'll do is I'll post it on the forum.
Yeah, put it on the forum. That would be perfect. Okay, so if you're not a member on the forum, go to 76highboy.com and Critter and I will be watching for you, and we'll put you right through. So, all right, guys, I want everyone to type. Let's all type Reading model number 5, and you want to call them out, Critter? Critter will call you out. He's going to call you out.
Where we at?
While I have one of these deep salt caramels.
Uncle Milty, Ryan Weisheidt.
Miss Highboy.
Yeah, there we go. Left W. Missed that one. Al Scoot. Double A. Bobby Barlow. Del Poe. Eric Smith. Why is this so slow? Michael Schwarm, Rob Wells, Running with Scissors, Mrs. Highboy, Rex Chandler.
Thanks, Running with Scissors. Running with Scissors, I want to hear your take. Oh, yeah. I'm always open to learning more about the Bible, brother. You should know that, right? Okay, Al, thank you so much. My wife, I'm really in trouble now. All right, guys, I want to thank everybody. Hey, I might be doing a live stream this weekend. Stay tuned. I'll try and get you a good half a day um, notice on it so you can be here. Always have something to share. So you guys are awesome. And just know the whole goal of my Thursday live stream is to get people involved so we can see more of what everyone does. That's what it is. Thank you, Critter.
See you later.
Okay, you guys have a good one, and we are out.